we have three lovely ladies here with us from St. Attractas. We have Kathleen Coleman, the team manager with the junior ladies football, Catherine Gallagher from star wing forward for the junior ladies football team in the school, and Ellen Giblin, which is their star midfield player as well. Both have played spectacular all year round. So we basically just wanted to kind of raise awareness of the football in St. Attractas. So we brought you in just to kind of have a chat to talk about the upcoming match. So you've just won the Connacht PPS Junior A final, and you're heading into the All-Ireland semi-final against Loretto College Cavan in Carrigallen, County Leitrim next week. I think it's Friday on the 10th of March. I think the match is about 12:30. So we'll probably kick off with that. So I kind of wanted to find out what has led up to that. So can you tell us about your journey? How did you get to the final? Ellen, I might start with yourself, if that's okay.
Basically, we started with Clare Galway, and we got a fairly good win against them. But then Glenamaddy was next, and I think we went in too confident, and then we bet them by 5 in the end. But we had to really put our foot down, and just at the end we just had to push through. And before that game, Ciara Walsh, one of our main players, she had broken her arm, so we didn't have her, so we had to kind of mix up our strategy before that game, but we pulled through in the end. And then for the next game we played Roscommon, and we always knew it was going to be hard because of our past matches with Roscommon, and we lost in the end by a point. So when we went into playing Westford in the group stages, we had to win against Westport. It was a must-win game, and luckily we bet them by a point in the end. It was just a really stressful game the whole way through. So we just had to win that, really. And then we got to the final then, and we knew they were going to come back stronger because we bet them before, and they fairly put it up to us. We knew it was going to be tough, and we just about came out with the win in the final. So
I suppose the one thing I want to ask Kathleen would say, in regards to the ladies' school football in the school itself, how has the ladies' school football grown in St. Attractas?
I suppose it's nearly doubled really in school. A few years ago when we started with trainings, it'd be one junior, one senior, one under 14 team, and you would find maybe even an overlap there, some players playing up to be able to fill a 30-person panel. But as of the last 2 or 3 years, we're seeing I think 76 girls turned up for under 14 training this year.
Wow, that's a lot.
We have a panel of 30 on our junior Connacht team, and we have another 30 girls that are going to be taking part in the Sligo League competition. And then senior, they had over the 30 for their panel this year, so it's huge numbers, massive interest.
So there's a huge interest, yeah. So literally, I suppose that was one thing I was always kind of suggesting, would say like you said, you've over 70 on the panel, would say there's enough there for 2 good teams in St. Attractas from a junior point of view. Do you find every year it's growing bigger? Is there more kind of, is the number, has it been 70 for the last couple of years, or has it grown over the last couple of years?
You can see, I suppose the numbers have kind of grown, but I suppose the players from the clubs have always been there. I think a lot of development has gone into actually putting together a good system for school football. So the players have kind of always been there, but we're seeing more of them actually take part in school football now. We're kind of trying to raise that awareness of ladies football and kind of develop that through the school. So a lot of girls might not have been as comfortable playing football in school, or you kind of see that drop off at teenage level. So we're kind of always working to try and get that popularity back up in the secondary school, and you can see it hugely. But we're developing on what the clubs are creating outside of school as well.
How do you find it, when you're all playing on the same team, girls? I suppose I'd probably kind of put that question to you. You're playing against players that you might have been playing against across the way in a club match last week, and now you're playing as a teammate. How do you find that?
Yeah, it's great. We all get along really well and bond really well through the sport that we do, and even in school, we all bond in the classroom. So yeah, it's great.
Yeah, I think it's actually good in regards to it helps the club level. I suppose I want to kind of come back to regards the LGFA in general, and that there is quite a difference, between the LGFA and the GAA. Do you see improvements starting to happen with this, and what steps do you think could be taken to improve this?
Yeah, there's definitely improvements starting to happen. And even girls football is getting more competitive as well, so it's making games more interesting and making the supporters want to go and see who's going to win. Yeah,
exactly. And it's inspiring the younger generation to come on board, because like the first years are probably looking at you guys and you're kind of the star players that they're looking at going, right, I want to be the next Ellen Giblin, or I want to be the next Catherine Gallagher. I suppose from a coach perspective, do you see kind of improvements starting to happen from a management level in regards to like the LGFA and stuff like that?
Yeah, I think there's definitely improvement, but I see a lot of it as well as coming from the efforts that we get from school as well. So we're very lucky. You know, you mentioned the game was on Saturday last week, and our game is on Friday, but we're so lucky. We have Miss Brady and Mr. McAvoy out in school. They're organising supporters buses to go out to the game for the girls. Even just facilitating all the managers that we have out there. There's a load of support there, and I think even it's just great to see all the girls teams kind of reached finals levels before the boys have this year. And you know, it caused great competitiveness to see the girls. You know, the seniors got to a Connacht final, the girls won a Connacht final, and the boys, you could see them itching to get out to their competitions to be able to say, well, we can do the same. So there's good camaraderie there as well.
And I don't think I've ever seen a bigger supporter than Anne Brady. I think Miss Brady now is the top supporter in St. Attractas. I think that would be not argued at all.
And her lucky socks.
Yeah, the lucky socks. Oh, we have to include the lucky socks. I suppose from a player point of view, guys, are you starting to notice the difference with the sport in regards to it's getting more attention, you're seeing more online and stuff like that?
Yeah, there's like all the lads in like even our classes, they always are interested in like how we did after the games and like how the games went, and they just all the want to come out to the games, especially the semi-final next week. They're all really excited to go on the buses or get lifts or whatever. So yeah, there's a big interest with the lads, and even the girls who don't play football, they're always asking how we did and when's our next game and when are they gonna be able to come on the bus to see us. Like it's great, like everyone's so supportive around the school. So yeah, it's good to see. I suppose from an inspiration point of view, like I was saying, like the younger players probably see you as an inspiration, but from your perspective, like what players inspired you to play football, even like from when you're younger to nowadays?
Well, it's hard to pick one. I wouldn't be able to pick one. Like there's loads of even local girls on like the club teams that inspire us to give it a go and see what we think of it. But yeah, even like local games, even like down at the local football pitches, just going to see them, see what it's all about.
A lovely message from Louise Ward, the Kilkerran player.
Oh, very good.
Before their Connacht final, she actually won the All-Ireland Junior A when she was in school herself, so it was lovely to hear from her perspective as well. And she's always keeping in touch with the Sligo football, so she was, yeah, it's nice to get someone from a national level that has such experience at that age group talking to the girls there. Yeah.
Very good. And speaking of support, like you've had a lot of support on the journey over the last in the last year. What's entailed for next week's semi-final? What's the support like? It's probably at an all-time high.
A lot of support is on the cards, I think. Yeah, Miss Brady has already organised a bus to come and support us, and loads of family and friends already on itching to come and see us. So
very good. And it being a Friday as well, they're dying to get out
exactly,
and enjoy it, and hopefully we'll have the weather for it as well.
That's
so
it, yeah.
It's a long way to come to Leitrim, so you're doing all this kind of from a teacher level, and you've got your own teacher work and the whole lot, and then having to kind of take this on as well. Is there kind of supports that could help in that manner from your perspective, like from a coach point of view?
I suppose the conversation is always the good thing is that the numbers are going up, but that also means the workload happens as well. So as you said, I have to teach at some point during the day as well, but we're lucky in fairness this year. So last year we were low on coaching, but this year we have a lot more manpower. So we have a new teacher in this year. Caitlin Concannon's helping out. Miss Brady is always there on the sidelines, and James McDonough is helping out this year, and he's gone between I don't know how many teams with the boys and the girls crossing over, giving massive input, and it's brilliant to have his input on the sidelines, and the girls love to hear what he has to say as well. He's hugely experienced in coaching, so I suppose manpower has always been the big thing for getting it done. But we're definitely, the amount of coaches we have in the school at the minute is it's definitely helping.
Yeah, it's great to see. And look, I have to say, like we say, all the teachers that are involved in all the sports at Attractas, it's literally brilliant. Kind of from a parent point of view, we couldn't be prouder of the school. Like, they've done so well and the whole lot. And the big match next week, we're going to have to see how we get on. The best of luck. So that match is next. It's next Friday at about 12:30 in Carrigallen, County Leitrim. Why it's in County Leitrim, I don't know, but we won't complain. But thanks a million, girls, for coming in. I have to say, it's been brilliant talking to you, and I wish you the best of luck. And I think the whole community will be right behind you. Thanks a million.
Thanks, Richard.
Thank you.
Hello and welcome